Hello, Professor.
Hi, Vaishnavi.
Hi, sir. Important AI tool is very helpful to human beings. In a way, AI can give you an answer immediately when you are in a live interview. You can just click, I need the answer. For a simple question, why do you leave your previous job? Why should we hire you? For this, people are searching for the answer in AI tool. AI, who or paid? Good or bad? I need your comments, sir.
Now, you saw this in somewhere you saw this?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
You got it right, sir.
Okay.
I saw an ad, sir. Someone is cooking, jogging. If you're doing something else, scrolling Insta reels,
Okay.
just remind of a job or an interview call. Run.
Okay.
Take your laptop.
Okay.
Just go to the AI tool.
Okay.
Click, I need the answer.
Okay. Fine. So,
It's a good thing, sir. AI is helping us in a very good way.
Okay. So, that is what you might say.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of buts, a lot of ifs.
Yeah.
So, it's very clear, that AI is here to influence all our lives. And this has been going on for centuries, but there are two things, there's a specific AI and there's a generic AI. So the generic part. Now, what you are mentioning is about, people who do work from
remote jobs.
A remote job.
Okay? Remote jobs, sir.
So those who are onto remote jobs, and you have an AI tool that can help out in answering the questions. Now, point number one, the tool should know what is your routine and should know your competencies or skill set.
So,
I'm coming to it.
Okay.
So it should know.
Yeah.
Now the question is, does it fully know about the individual's capabilities or the entire? Does it have a repository about the whole talent inventory?
No.
So if you notice, it's something like a question like you mentioned. Why did you leave your previous job? Why did you leave your previous job?
Yeah.
It's a simple question.
Yes.
Now, would you want to go to an AI, like when you say that advertisement?
Yes.
Someone goes to AI to take the answer and read out the answer.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you.
Yes.
Okay? Don't do this first. I would advise people not to do this. Okay? And if something is there, it's a tool, it is being done, that means that person is probably poor in the English language skills.
Maybe first for communication.
And would want to read out an answer.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a remote, keep that over there and then do that. It doesn't.
Laptop, cell phone, all the technology they're using.
So that is a bad, it's not a boon. It's a bane and it's a bad
malpractice.
Yes, I won't say malpractice. I would say it's not the full usage.
Okay.
Or it is, unless you tell the interviewer, can I take the help, or I need some language translator.
Okay.
I can understand if the interviewer happens to be someone who's speaking French.
Yeah.
And you need a translator. Then you can make use of AI. So that it makes sense.
Okay.
But not for a simple question. See, look at it this way. You are seated over here, I'm seated over here, and if there's an audience, we are all in certain life positions because of the decisions that we take.
Okay, it's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, the decisions we take.
Okay.
That's what makes us. Okay. Now, when you want to give a simple decision, the answer to a simple decision, when you want to give it to a tool, what happens to the person? What happens to your memory power? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in all our lives, there was a time, I might be a boomer, but there was a time when I could remember at least 50 to 100 telephone numbers. Okay?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to be surprised. You belong to a different generation.
Yeah.
That was there. Now, how many numbers do you remember? You don't have to because you have a smartphone.
Even our own number, I don't know.
You just say call.
Yeah.
And then the call goes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what happens. So what happens to the memory power which is not exercised? Any muscle that is not exercised becomes weak. So is the case for the memory cells.
Yeah. True, sir.
So then you can probably crunch other numbers. You can crunch, bank numbers, financial numbers. Those numbers you can crunch. But phone numbers, we don't need to crunch it anymore because the smartphone takes care of it.
Okay.
Now, coming to the question.
Yes, sir.
If to answer interview questions, very basic, simple interview questions.
Yes.
Okay. Then what happens to the individual's capacity? And okay, fine. Let us say that interview is successful.
Yeah.
Remote job is successful.
Yes.
That's what they show.
That's our next question I was going to ask.
It is successful. What happens on the job? Are you going to carry your AI, throughout?
No, it's not. It's not.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I wouldn't advocate this usage for this.
Sir, for resume building, sir, they are using AI to return resumes without any proper knowledge. They are cheating themselves. It's a statement. Some people are saying in comments, you're cheating yourself. You're not real. You're using AI written resumes to submit.
To submit, now you want to see, you need to have a resume which is ATS-friendly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you give a good resume, you give a good genuine resume, and probably the ATS has a filter for certain words, and if it doesn't find those words, it could reject even a good candidate.
Yeah.
Now that would become a bad decision on the ATS side. So this is something like a routine.
Okay.
So what I would say is, when a candidate is going to be selected, there are different levels of check. Okay. It's something like when you want to board a flight, and now you have the automatic boarding system where everything gets scanned, so you can go for digital yatra.
Okay.
So once you sign for digital yatra, you don't have to go through certain processes. Certain processes can be skipped.
Okay.
So from that angle, you submit your skill set to a resume writer, an AI tool,
Okay.
and that is able to generate something which is ATS friendly, pertaining to that domain, that industry.
Okay.
So that is the first level. So probably you will get past that. But an interview is like a security check. There's a security check over there. So that is where, when the interactions happen, you'll have to be careful. So although you may sail through the ATS, but then at the interview round or the other check rounds, it could lead to an issue. I don't think this is probably, we have to bear this because of the automation, machine learning, and we are a brave new world. So we are evolving. I think you need to give a fair chance in this case, unlike the earlier question, where I said a firm no to answer interview, you can practice that and then use that as a practice.
Okay.
But not what the ad showed, just showing it online. That makes the interview really dumb.
Yes.
But in the case of building a resume,
We can.
I think it's not a bad idea, because nowadays, let us say someone wants to build a blueprint for an automobile.
Yeah.
Or a residential accommodation.
Content creation.
You can jolly well take the help of AI. Yes,
but not for everything.
But these are all generic.
Okay.
The generic AI is here to stay.
Okay.
Okay. But what they showed and what you told me was something of very specific, which does not match.
Okay, sir. So using AI with proper knowledge will be very helpful. Am I right, sir?
Kind of. I mean, it makes sense. You use AI for the purpose of using AI. That is particularly when there's a multiplicity of things to do.
Okay.
And that's where generic AI comes.
Okay, sir. So you're saying, can I conclude in this way? AI, you can use it for using dishes, washing dishes, for some other things. But don't use AI for your art. Don't use AI for your work. Am I right, sir? Or can you conclude?
Okay.
People are using AI for doing dishes, or doing some kind of friendly conversation we can use, but not for art or work.
See, already for washing dishes or washing machine, you do have the fuzzy logic.
Yeah.
If you're looking at fuzzy logic circuits, AI has come in long time back.
Okay.
It is not something, but the revolution is happening now.
Okay.
And they say a lot of courses are there. One has to study this course.
Yes.
So if you don't study this course, you're not going to have a career. You'll be left behind.
Okay.
And a prompt engineer gets this, that, all that. So I see the whole hype that is happening in learning AI, and you have to learn. See, there are two things. Like I would say the dot bubble in the 2000, what happened? The same thing is repeating.
Okay.
There was a time in the 90s and in the early 90s, I should say, where people were learning how to use C language for coding.
Okay.
And then C++.
Yes.
You don't need that. See, there is an end user. See, if you look at a system, there's something like a strategic user.
Okay.
There's an end user. There's a technical user. So if you're going to become a technical user, then you may have to go through all this. But when you're going to be an end user, you don't have to go, because the whole idea of AI is not to learn AI.
Okay. Pakka.
Okay. The whole idea of AI is to replace the human.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Literally that. So what is why should one everyone has to become a prompt engineer? You get fantastic salaries, 50 lakhs, 1 crore. All those things are there. These are all marketing hypes. So what I would conclude and say is, AI is here to stay, and it is going to influence. It has already started influencing our lives.
Okay.
And again, in the research arena, using AI plagiarism can be avoided.
Yes.
Okay, because a lot of PhD research people are there. They go ahead with their research and then their article gets rejected because of plagiarism. Now that is where AI can really help. Okay, to stop that, prevent that.